Hola. Hello. Talking ish number 10, I think this is. Doing a solo run. It's been an eventful day. Yesterday was equally eventful. We, let me do a little bit of adjustment here. We were at work today, running in, well, we wasn't even running in any piping. We were just digging. We were digging in. We were trying to do some service lines that go to like houses or businesses or stuff like that. And we came across some gas lines yesterday, right? Well, I don't like to blame anybody for anything, but the hole man is like his number one job. If you're the guy in the hole, is to stay with your equipment all the time. You never let that bucket enter the ground without your eyes being right there on it, watching everything he does. You need to know where, like, as a top guy too, because I work top guy position on that job that I'm no longer at. As a top guy, you're supposed to do your top guy work, look for stuff, like do your job. But you're supposed to be looking for markings on the ground, whatnot like that. Well, there was some marks on the ground, but we wasn't anywhere near them, you understand? So we hit a gas line yesterday, then we hit one today. And in my opinion, it's not really, I don't like to not take responsibility because, I take my responsibility. But day two, when we hit the gas line again, because this dude's just ripping through shit, I quit, right? I'm not gonna do this shit every day. But yeah, so we had a little bit of fun at the job today. That I'm no longer at. So L to that place. But yeah, top guy, I was doing my job, getting shit for the whole man, looking at marks on the ground. I walk away from the hole for 5 seconds, and bada bing, bada boom, he rips into a gas line. Whole man wasn't watching. I don't know what he was doing, but I wasn't even anywhere near the hole. So that happened today. It wasn't fun. Now I'm back on the list at the hole, and I'm going to be looking for another job. Yeah, but in today's world, what we got going on? Hawaii Airlines flight declared an emergency after a passenger's phone got stuck in the seat. What did it do? And produced an electrical smell. Wow. So yeah, the Hawaiian Airlines flight, we got that's very surprising. You know how many airplanes are crashing these days? I won't get on a plane. Too many issues with the planes just falling out of the sky. Old Boeing's Peach Red Bull. Old Boeing's just looking murdering people left and right. We got the Peach Nectarine. Yep. Whoa. Let's go see. Let's go see what Boeing's got going on. I don't even know how many plane crashes there's been this year. Boom. Delhi U.S. plane crash, April 20th. Since the beginning of 2025, at least 143 people have died in 36 U.S. aviation incidents. So since 2025, there's been 36 different plane crashes. At least 43 people have died. Oh, there's some video on here. Yeah, we don't want to see that. There have been 37 deadly aviation crashes in the United States since 2025. Before 2025, the most recent deadliest plane crash involving a U.S. airliner was in 2009. So we've literally been just floating along with the American Airlines, not really having any problems since 2000. Well, oh, I gotta take that back. There has been plane crashes since 2009. How many airplanes have crashed in 2025? In 2025, as of April 24th, there has been 250 aviation accidents and incidents in the United States, including 182 involving airplanes. Some resources report up to 298 aviation crashes in 2025 through April 2nd. Of these, 143 people have died in 36 U.S. aviation incidents. So as of April 24th, 2025, this year, there's been 250 wrecks. That's insane. Who is out here just building airplanes not up to code? Or at least they're not inspecting them properly. Yeah, so I wonder how long it's going to take for Boeing to get closed down, which is probably going to be never. But you know, it is what it is. Let's go back to my local news and see what we got going on. Good old Danville, Illinois. Boom, boom, boom. Local. Okay, the real ID deadline is next week. What happens if you don't get one? The real ID? I'm behind here. What is this? Boarding a flight next week, you won't be able to use your regular old driver's license or state ID to get through TSA security at the airport. That's because in a matter of days, real ID requirements will officially take effect across the U.S. The more secure IDs were mandated as part of the 2005 law passed in the aftermath of September 11, 2001 terrorist attack, but the deadlines has been pushed back for years. Travelers will need a real ID compliant identification card to fly on domestic flights in the United States. After the deadline passes, TSA agents are expected to adopt real IDs in phases. But not everyone needs to get one by the deadline, and those who have a valid U.S. passport may not ever choose to obtain one. Better get you a U.S. passport. So if you have a passport, you're good. But if you're trying to travel by those planes that keep falling out of the sky, you're going to need you a real ID. That ain't good. Okay. Yeah, so we got a tech problem going on over here in Illinois. Being outdoors might not be a thing if you're going to want to avoid Lyme disease. Yeah. I used to work out on a farm for a very long time, and on that farm, we would always find ticks on us. Never got Lyme disease one time. Holy crap, an Illinois truck driver sentenced to prison for hauling $2.3 million in cocaine from California to Illinois. Whoa. It's quite a bit of cocaine. This fella here. Would you guys like to see him? He's a drug dealer. That's not good. Drug dealing is bad. And this dude was moving $2.5 million worth of cocaine across California to Illinois. Somebody's gonna be mad when he don't show up. What else we got going on? Teenager arrested in Danville for having gun underage. This is a regular thing here. Just the other day, up the, down the, I'd say about 30 blocks over on the east side of town, maybe a little bit more than that, like city blocks or whatever. A man shot up an old person's house and it struck a 74-year-old lady while she was getting ready for bed. A man arrested in Gibson City on 12 firearms, drug-related charges. The juvenile then ran and fled from the officers, officials said. After a foot pursuit, the juvenile was placed in custody and a loaded firearm was recovered in the subject's vicinity. Oh, yeah. The team was arrested and taken to the Vermillion County Public Safety Building, where they were booked on charges of aggravated unlawful use of a weapon, specifically for having one under the age of 21, and resisting a peace officer. The team was then taken into the Vermillion County Juvenile Detention Center to await their first court appearance. Little man threw his life away. Young teen just threw his whole life away. That ain't good. Doom, doom, doom. Urgent. What other shootings do we have going on? Illinois man in the midst of trying to arrange Florida murder. That's crazy. So a feller down here in Illinois tried to get somebody up in Florida knocked off, bud. Get rid of him. They were trying to get him, bud. Oh. Oh no. Oh no. Pause, I'll be right back. Right back. But yeah, so the teenager in Illinois, he's done with. That's a local boy too. He's from my town. Danville Police Department swears in 5 new probation officers. That's awesome. My cousin is a part of the local, well, he was a police officer. Now he is a detective now. Anger, here goes this one here. It happened yesterday. Moore Street. Anger our community. Officials speak out after 70-year-old woman shot in her bedroom. 75-year-old woman was getting ready for bed when she was hit. Danville police are investigating after 20 shots were fired into a home and a 74-year-old woman was shot while getting ready for bed. It happened on Moore Street near East Fairchild Street Monday night. Yeah, that side of town ain't very good. There's like an apartment complex over there. There's two of them over there. And they're pretty trashy. Fair Oaks and I don't know the name of that other one, but yeah, they're trash. Lots of violence going on over there. Like 16-year-olds, 15-year-olds been shot right out in the middle of Fairchild Street. The same road that our high school is on. You go ahead and drive that on down further to the east, and you're gonna run into Fair Oaks. And as soon as you get to Fair Oaks, that's where all the violence is happening. You could probably get a pistol flashed at you, whatever. You should never stop at that little store down there. I used to go there. There was a little school in the back of Fair Oaks, alternative school, and I used to go there too. And I did a lot of bad things at that place. I was not a good kid. I should have never been allowed to go there. But whatever, what you gonna do? Okay, so for May Day, Illinois and Wisconsin Culver's locations are serving up $1 frozen custard. My fiance used to work at Culver's back when she was a younger woman, and she made all types of money up there. She had a good time. She learned life experiences working at Culver's. Little Culver's burger place. I still go there. They got Culver's low key got the best little cheesy curds or whatever, but they'll come with the mozzarella or the regular, but gotta have it. Okay, what else we got going on? Oh, we got some body shaming going on in Champaign. That's all right. Oh, wow. Right here in Illinois, a 24-year-old gambler scored a whopping $800,000 through sports bets, but the casino refused to pay him with cash he was due. A Chicago man under fire for the sneaky methods he used while playing may be pushed to sue the gambling dens. So my boy was just scamming to win. Thomas McPeak from suburban Chicago is an avid gambler and sports fan. This young man shares a home with his parents, which features a basement full of memorabilia from their favorite teams, like the Cubs and the Bears. McPeak turned his passion for sports into an income stream, making sports wagers and educating himself by reading stacks of books. It was a calculated attack where he thought he had the edge. Well, you didn't have the edge, young man. Looks like you're going to be stuck at your parents for a little while longer. Uh-oh, signs of bipolar disorder. Probably shouldn't read that. Oh yeah, we have a lady at our school board. Uh, she's like suing the school, getting paid to not work, suing the school for some big lawsuit because she feels threatened at work or something along those lines, and she's winning. New Illinois bill targets Dave and Buster's in a specific way. Why is Illinois singling out Dave and Buster's? The bill would Illinois Dave and Buster's currently has 5 locations in Chicago suburbs. The bill would allow Dave and Buster customers to wager in the company's app. Last year, Dave and Buster's rolled out the option for customers to wager on games like skee ball and hot shot basketball in the company's app. Oh, so you can do some online betting through Dave and Buster's. That's crazy. Yeah, my town, Danville, is just going to crap. The whole city, the whole Illinois is just, it's not even what it used. This place is garbage. Ooh. All right, Danville and visiting fire departments to continue live training at 27 Arc Jefferson, burning down houses. So yeah, my city's been known to do that. They'll come through an abandoned house that the city seized, and they'll practice drills by setting it on fire actually, and then putting it out. Insane, right? Oh yeah, let's get off a local. And let's get to some for you. Yeah, Illinois gas prices will now rise again with new tax. So they're just gonna raise our gas prices even more. That is insane. Those tariffs, I tell you. And I don't understand why everybody is so mad about tariffs, right? That we're raising the tariffs on on places like other countries like Germany, China, all these places. If you go and look at what they charge us to ship a car over there, so say we built some Corvettes, right? People over there want them, we're going to ship them over there to sell them, right? Check out the percent that the tariffs are on us, and then look how much we charge a tariff on them to send their stuff over here and sell it. It's not even it's not even comparable. Well, it is now because President Trump is taking care of us like the boss that he is. But yeah, those tariffs that those people that you guys are complaining about how much we're charging, for people to send their shit here and sell it. If you go look at what they charge us to send our stuff there and sell it, you would be like, oh, okay, I see what's going on now. Because those tariffs are insane. Like, the amount of money that we were paying to send shit over there and sell it was, they were robbing us. And now that we're doing it back, everybody's pissed off about it. I don't understand that. We need to do that. Without doing that, we're going to be stuck in the same boat. You want to send stuff over here and sell it? You're going to have to send some money to do that. Which is fine with me. Oh, Gene Hackman passed away. Gene Hackman. This dude was a good actor. Gene Hackman was found dead at his home in Santa Fe, New Mexico in February 2025, along with his wife, Betsy Arakawa, and one of their 3 dogs. Wow. And while we know that one of the strange things about Hackman's death was that Hackman tragically died days after Arakawa and probably didn't know that she'd passed away, we now have another dreadful insight into his death thanks to the results of his autopsy. Released 2 months after his death, the autopsy reports confirms that Hackman had elevated acetone levels, which can be caused by a lack of food over a long period of time. In essence, in the day that Hackman lived after his fiance's death, or wife's death, or girlfriend, whatever she is, the report seems to show that he likely had very little to eat. Hackman had advanced Alzheimer's disease and when he passed away. His wife had been his caretaker, so when she died, he didn't have anyone in the home to take care of him and make sure that he was eating properly. Wow. So did he starve to death? That's sad. Plenty of people online were devastated to find out this disturbing detail about Gene Hackman's last days. Others sadly recognize this type of situation from personal experiences. For those struggling to understand the Gene Hackman situation, my dad died of Alzheimer's, and believe me when I tell you that in his late stages, if I had collapsed and died before his eyes, he would have simply tripped over my body and starved to death on the floor. One person posted on X. Wow. Yeah, Alzheimer's is very bad. It's very sad when your loved one gets Alzheimer's because they don't know who you are or anything. They could look at you and you might look familiar to them. It's because you look like they're only going to remember. Like, I seen one where the lady remembered her kids, but she only could remember them as like little kids. Like, it wasn't, she couldn't tell, she didn't know who her son was and stuff. It was very sad. Oh, very sad. This is my city right here. Bad, worst. 3 Illinois places plunged to the bottom of the worst American small cities. I am not a hater and I don't enjoy sharing bad news. And I don't enjoy sharing bad news, which makes what I have come across somewhat challenging. It's new ranking that portrays 3 Illinois places as having plunged to nearly the bottom of the worst American small cities list. But is it fair? Let's find out. Let's see what city it is. That's my city right there. That's Fairchild Street. Danville lands in the bottom third percentile of all American cities ranked in this survey. They have a company, though, from other land of Lincoln places. Kankakee, that don't surprise me. And East St. Louis. Wow. East St. Louis is number 1. Then we got Kankakee. Then there goes my city, number 3. How is my city ranked the 3rd worst city in America to live in? That is crazy. What am I doing here? I gotta like seriously find a way out of here. 3rd worst city in America to live in. That would be Danville, Illinois. Uh-oh. Underwater volcano off the U.S. coast is about to erupt. A fossilized whirl in a lava lake that was active during April 2011 eruption of Axial Seamount, UW/OOI-NS. Yeah. So the Axial Seamount underwater volcano off of Oregon's coast is showing signs of imminent eruption. Luckily, it's underwater, so hopefully it won't be too bad. So scientists predict the eruption based on the inflation of the volcano exceeding levels seen before previous eruptions. So yeah, if you don't know, like Yellowstone, they have all these devices in the ground, okay? So that they beam off satellites and they tell it how high it is above sea level, right? Well, if you didn't know, Yellowstone's been on the verge of about to explode, and when it blows, it's gonna ruin America, right? And they got like video where you can go search this up and do your own backgrounds on this, but it hasn't, like, this thing is known for going off like every 10,000 years, something like that, and it's like been like 13,000 years since the last time that volcano in Yellowstone National Park has went off, you know, with all those nice geysers and all that stuff. Well, the ground literally goes up and down at certain places, like about 20 feet or so. So their little monitors are going 20 feet above 20 feet higher above sea level and then back down. And the ground is literally breathing there, like expanding and decompressing, expanding and decompressing. It's one of the most deadliest volcanoes like in the world as far as like if you go look it up. It's not this here outside of Oregon probably isn't that as crazy as if Yellowstone. Like Yellowstone, when that place goes off and that volcano erupts, it is going to be over for most of America. If you don't live along the coastlines, you're probably going to be. I would have to go look it up, but it's been a long time since I was looking into that stuff. But it is definitely going to be intense. Donald Trump isn't well. President's mental abilities questioned after to remember correct timeline of his. Oh, so hold on. You guys are going to try to talk about Trump's mental when fucking Biden couldn't even walk up a flight of stairs? When Biden would answer questions like, hey, Biden, how was your day? Well, I slept last night and had a bowl of cereal when I woke up. Biden, if you seriously try to throw Trump out because you're saying that he's not mentally capable of being a president, why didn't you throw Biden out the first day? What is going on right now? I'm not even going to click that and read it because that's just propaganda bullshit. I didn't look too good because I didn't feel too good. NASA astronaut Don explains why he seemed unwell. This dude is literally being carried with his head just leaning up against his spacesuit. Yeah. What is vapor tongue and should you be worried about it? I probably should because I smoke vape. However, news is being raised online which could shed light on some health implications. It's not worth pointing out that this is an alleged side effect of vaping and no actual research has been conducted into the idea of vapor's tongue. Okay, so it's just fake post. So yeah, GTA 6. What did I tell you guys about GTA 6? They said it was gonna be out in 2025. What did I say? No, it's not. You ain't gonna see that till 2030. Mm-hmm. Hey, what's going on? Scroll down a little bit. Oh no, at least 2026. Whether this year is planned or 2026. Yeah. So I can say also, if it was my call, I'd be additional. There is more than enough hype around Grand Theft Auto 6, and the element for surprise is going to make the release only bigger as an event. GTA 6 is not coming out anytime soon, and I don't know what people are waiting for, but they're definitely, you're going to be waiting until 2030 for that game. Massive West Coast earthquake will do far more than shake the ground, reports warn. Researchers have long warned that a stretch of coast in Oregon and Washington state is capable of producing an incredibly powerful earthquake that could kill thousands, shattering critical bridges, destroying undersea communication cables, and producing a tsunami. It's a disaster scenario that could happen at any time, according to a 2013 analyst. Okay. The phenomenon called sudden coastal subsidence, can happen within moments of a massive earthquake. In some areas, the ground could sink 6 feet. Researchers warned a similar situation unfolded in 1964 earthquake in Alaska. A previous report published by the U.S. Geological Survey found researchers painted a grim picture of what could happen in the Pacific Northwest along the Washington, Oregon, and North California coast. The next Great Cascadia subduction zone, earthquakes could cause up to 2 meters of sudden coastal subsidence, dramatically raising sea level, expanding floodplains, and increasing the flood risk to local communities. But for those used to constant looming threat of major earthquake, the relatively low probability of such disastrous scenarios may be small comfort. The study says there's a 15% probability of such an earthquake in the next 50 years. Meanwhile, disastrous earthquakes in California are more likely. Yeah. Earthquakes aren't nothing you want to mess with. Yeah. So the whole east side of this country is just our west. Yeah, the west coast is about to be down. What? It's huge, and it's been hiding for this whole time. Gigantic glow-in-the-dark cloud near Earth surprises. I don't want to. That's you guys are tripping. Back to the Future. Screenwriter Bob Gale says there will never be a sequel, prequel, or spinoff. It's just that's the end of it. Walmart knows when you are stealing. This is how retail theft, an age-old adversary of shopkeepers, has taken a more significant bite out of profits lately. Some swipe goods out of criminal intent, while others out of necessity. The industry's team for these losses shrinks has been worrying uptick. In 2022 alone, shrink amounted to a staggering 112.1 billion, which is nearly 20% higher than 93.9 billion reported in 2021. As detailed by the 2023 National Retail Security Survey, the surge underscores a growing challenge for retailers nationwide. Self-checkout, a double-edged sword. All I'm saying is don't be putting in those self-checkouts and expecting people not to take stuff, because that's exactly what's going to happen. Self-checkout offers convenience, but also temptation for theft. The absence of cashiers can lead to honest mistakes and or intentional theft, adding to the shrinkage woes. Well, I don't steal. A former Walmart employee has revealed on TikTok that associates use TC devices to monitor self-checkouts, ensuring every item is accounted for. These handheld tools provide Walmart employees with a real-time receipt of purchases, allowing them to discreetly monitor transactions and act if they suspect theft. So yeah, I already knew that they used those and could pause your stuff. Like say you scan something 2 times in the aisle and you need to remove it off of there so that you don't gotta pay for it twice. Uh, an associate has to come over there and do that for you. Doom, doom, doom. Yeah. A man was found guilty for trying to unalive a bunch of Russian fighter pilots with poison liquor. Nice try. UFC Kansas City fighter faces indefinite suspension after brutal KO. Oh, dang. So that fella got beat up pretty bad. Now he's set down for 90 days and may end up having to be permanently out of the ring. I don't even look like The Rock. Yeah, so did you see that Chattanooga wreck where the lady drove through the wall of a school and hit 10 people, killing 4 of them? They were children, like 2 8-year-olds, a 13-year-old, or 2 8-year-olds, 7-year-old, or something like that, and a 18-year-old. Pretty intense. Pretty crazy. If someone says this word, they're probably a liar. Most people think they can spot a liar by reading body language. Shifty eyes, fidgeting hands, nervous energy, but according to one trial lawyer, the real giveaway might be hiding in their vocabulary. It's an extreme word. Jefferson Fisher, a Texas-based attorney and communications coach, says people who lie often reach for extreme words, especially one in particular. Never, he told the Diary of CEO podcast, is a red flag. Never is an extreme as a dead giveaway that they're usually not telling the truth. Yeah, so, oh, I never text when I drive. On the surface, it sounds confident, too confident. Everybody texts while they drive at some point, he added. That's why the word stands out. Okay, so if you're talking to somebody and they say, I never cheated on you, they probably cheated on you, man. Yeah, yeah, it's not, yeah. So the world is just turning into a poo-poo place. My YouTube channel's been growing though. I'm up to 1,200 subscribers. Not really the most. I seen a guy the other day and all he does is eat food on YouTube and he's all the way up to 30,000 subscribers. I got more view time than him though, so I don't understand that. I don't understand how I have more view time than this guy, but he's got 30,000 subscribers and I only have 1,200. I really need to up my subscribers on YouTube. But yeah, I've been trying to do this podcast and I haven't been on the make a podcast in a while, but I was gonna have my son come over and we were gonna make one, but he's busy, so it's just gonna be us now. But yeah, I would like to, just talking shit, Oh yeah, Snapchat. About Snapchat, right? I have like 200 streaks going on with people, and I've been finding it very hard to keep up with them. I know all you gotta do is hit streaks on Snapchat and then just send a photo, but sometimes I forget. And then I met a guy today at work. He's got like a 2,000 day streak going on with people, like several of those, not just one, but he's got a couple. The most I have is like 360 day streak. I mean, I got a bunch of 300 streaks, but 300 day streaks, but I couldn't believe it when he showed me that. Snapchat. I thought I had long streaks, but no. Yeah. What else we got going on out here? I'm hoping that I get sent to another job soon. I'm gonna be off work until the hall calls. Probably start, I go to the gym every morning anyway and work out. Gotta keep that bad boy strong. Keep that bad boy strong. You see that? Flex. Yeah, I ain't work out this morning though. Can't say I go every day because this morning I did not go. Yesterday was a long day after that. After we hit that gas line, I felt like the day was just dragging. But I did go to the gym yesterday morning and got a good pump. But my stomach was burning after I left. I don't know what was going on. I think I got acid reflux or something going on because my esophagus was just burned. Like I can stand up, do my tricep push downs, tricep extensions, all that good stuff. Bicep curls, because I usually work tricep, bicep, and shoulder. So when I sat down on the bench to Well, no, I was working chest that day with tricep. When I sat down and laid down on the bench to hit my chest, after I did my tricep push downs and my extensions, and then I laid down on the bench to start benching, and I repped out one set, and as soon as I sat up, it was just on fire. I ended up pushing through for about 20 more minutes, but it was a lot. It was burning. It was burning bad. I almost like, yeah, I had to tap out and leave the gym early to go just to the job, and I sat in my car for a while, and eventually after I got out and started walking around, it went away. But then shortly after that, we hit a gas line at around 11:30. And then today we hit a gas line at like 8:30 in the morning. And then about that, I don't really like to put my old business out, but on this job, there's like when you hit a gas line, like it's kind of a big deal. You got to shut everything down. Another company has to come in and put it back together and all that. Well, the boss was trying to save a guy's ass and told me we're all gonna lie for him. Well, I ain't a liar, and I ain't gonna lie for nobody. Cause if I go lying and it comes back on me, I'm gonna take it to a place where don't nobody want to take it to. I ain't gonna lie for nobody. So if you hit that gas line and you were digging, like I walked away from the hole, you decided to keep digging when you know you're not supposed to be digging unless somebody's right there. Well, the hole man was there, but yeah, he ripped up into the sand, and instead of dragging it up and going slow, he just dug right in. Well, he separated the service line from the gas line, from the main gas line, and it started blowing. Well, I immediately quit on the spot right there. I said, I'm not doing this. I'm not gonna have somebody in the cab of that machine who is digging. I ain't doing it. Like he's just digging however he wants. He's not listening. So there ain't no reason for me to be here anymore. Well, so I quit immediately. Called my hall that I work out of and told them that they're trying to get me to lie for somebody, and they told me, leave. And yeah, you don't got to go back, because that's what I said. Do I have to go back? They said, no, you don't got to go back there. Leave. So I left, and that was the end of that. But just so you know, if you're on a job and they ask you to lie for them, your best bet is to not lie for them, is to just do the honest thing and tell. Call your authority who is over you, which is my business associate at my laborers union, and tell them what you got going on. Get their advice. Their advice was F them, leave. So that's what I did. And now I'm here. I'll be back out soon though. But for now, I'm just gonna hang out at the house, work out every day, try to maintain mentally and physically. I don't want to let myself get because when I'm at work, I work out in the morning and then go to work and work all day. So I feel like I'm gonna need, and I usually only work out for an hour in the morning. So now I feel like I'm gonna need to be at the gym working out for 2-3 hours. When people say, "Oh no, you shouldn't do that, it's bad for you," well, if you live my lifestyle, then that's not bad for you. That's what you need to maintain. You need that to be able to keep your physical fitness. Plus, if you work 10 to 12 hours a day, an hour of working out isn't gonna feel accomplishing. Like I can work out arms for an hour, get a nice pump, and then I'm like, time for chest. It's 12 o'clock in the afternoon, and it's been a long day already. And I feel kind of bad for just quitting them, because my superintendent is a good dude, Like he's only trying to protect people from he's only trying to keep your job secure for you and take care of you, right? And he's always took care of me. But the thing is I can't lie for nobody. I ain't even gonna lie for him. Like if you hit something and broke it, don't expect me to make up some lie for you, because I'm not gonna do it. Like I refuse to do that. I'm not going to. And if it comes back that they try to lie on me for anything, they see they just laid off my friend yesterday. They tried to say that they fired him on the job, but really he quit because that dude hit that gas line, and it was like some fuckery. Like the dude wasn't listening. He's told him, hey, he ain't listening. So what are you supposed to do? And you just do. Right, you just leave, quit. If your digger ain't gonna, the dude digging for you, the digger dude, the excavator operator is not listening to you and not doing what you're saying to him, that can fall back on you. Yeah, it ain't good. So now my buddy's, I think he's already got a job to go to on Monday though. I'm hoping I can get one shortly after that, or maybe end up on the same job as him. Hopefully, I don't know yet, but we'll see what happens. I also got some of these classes that I gotta take. Not for, well, I'm a journeyman and ain't got nothing to work, but I got some stuff that I gotta take care of myself as well. But yeah, it's not good. It's not good what I just went through. Having to call my hall and tell them that somebody wants me to lie for them in a situation like that. It's horrible. But in other news, my fiance's pregnant with our son. We're gonna have a boy. His name's gonna be William. And yesterday, I finally felt him. I finally was feeling her stomach because she's only like 4 months and 3 weeks pregnant. But I was holding on to her belly, and then I could feel him kicking. Like I could feel him pushing up against my hand, and it was like almost put a tear in my eye because I was like, it's way. I've seen him on the sonograms and stuff, but when you put your hand down there and you can feel him moving, it's a completely different feeling. Like I was seriously like, I almost shed a tear when I felt it. I was like, oh my God, that's my son. I talk to him every day. I get down there to her belly and I'm like, William, what's going on, little guy? How's your day going, buddy? I love you so much. Have fun hanging out with your mom because you know he's in her stomach and can't get out. He's just hanging out with his mama at work. But yeah, I talk to him all the time. It's great. And as soon as I felt him move in my hand, I started talking to him again, and I swear I could feel him moving in there a lot. But the one movement was definitely some move. One push was definitely some movement. My fiance was like, I think it's just gas. Like, baby, that's not gas. You're not farting, and that's the baby in there kicking around. And when we seen him on the sonogram, like the little man was going insane, like flipping all around, pushing, kicking, just going nuts. Well, I'm very athletic myself, and I've always been athletic, back flipping, front flipping, just running, just being super athletic. But my fiance is also athletic. Like she used to play softball. She's very physically fit. She walks a lot. She was putting down like 10 miles a day all the way up until like her 3rd month. And she's slowed way down, like she can't be walking that much. And like the baby is just like making her glow too. She's looking very pretty big. I don't know if that's just because she has my kid in there, so now I'm seeing her in a different light, or if it's just like what it is, but I'm definitely super excited. I cannot wait to meet the baby. I cannot wait to see him and teach him everything that I know, and just be there for him. You know, I do have other kids with another woman, but you know, she goes through times where we don't get along the best, and she tries to keep my kids from me or whatever. She ain't did that in a long time, but. You know, they don't. My other children don't live with me. They live with their mom. She doesn't want to give me shared custody or anything like that. Only thing I'm allowed. I mean, I have say so over like hospital, school. I have those rights. Like I can take them to the hospital. I can pick them up from school. I can do all those things. But I don't have the right to say, "This is my time. Come and stay with me." The times that I've arranged courts to do that, I ended up being like at work. And once you're on a job, you know, I don't really, the jobs in the union, they could last for years. Like with the company, you could be with the company for years, or you could be with them for that one job. So if you have scheduled court appearances that aren't really like that, like when I had scheduled one, I totally had forgot about it with the excitement of going back to work and missed it. Or I would have some rights to where I can say they're coming over and it's my time and there's nothing she can say about it. But I didn't make it to that appointment and I need to make another one so I can get those rights. But I do see my sons almost every day. Well, my oldest son, for sure, I see him every day because I take him to work. But his little brother goes to work before I get off of work, so I can't take him. But I try to see him every day when I go to pick up my oldest son. Give all the hugs and the kisses and all the high fives, but I can't wait to meet the new baby. It's going to be great. It's going to be fantastic. And I know I'm probably just rambling on about a bunch of nonsense that doesn't really matter, but that's what a podcast is for. This is say what's on your mind and what you got going on. The news and all that stuff. You know, I like to read about the news. When I was younger, I didn't really care too much for the news. And I thought that it was just a way to control people. You know, you just tell people what you want them to, what you just tell them. Like, hey, yeah, I can control people with the news. I can send out certain things to make the masses feel scared. Or I could just put out positive stuff and make everybody happy. If I ain't putting out, if the news doesn't put out all the, if you go scrolling through the news, there's never anything good on there. It's always, oh, there's going to be an earthquake over here. Or, oh, there's going to be a volcano explosion over here. Oh, these people are going to war. These people are over here dying in the street. You don't never hear anything about how, oh yeah, this guy donated $1 million to a place and built a bunch of people homes for free. Or anything like that. You never hear that. You never hear anything good on the news. The news is not for good news. It's only for bad. Yeah, the news is just something else. It's like the news is a way to control people. Speaking of control, like religion I feel like a religion is another way of controlling people. There's so many ways they're using to control us. From food and, for you know, we'll be hearing sounds in the sky and we'll be thinking differently. They'll be controlling us in all different types of ways. Yep. Well, that's probably going to do it for this podcast because I'm tired and yeah, it's kind of boring to try to talk to the camera by myself because I can't really think of, like, other than my own life, what's going on in the world. Like, I guess my favorite, some of my favorite podcasters, like Bobby Lee. I don't know if you know who Bobby Lee is, but it's this, like, Korean guy. He's a pretty cool dude. He makes all these podcasts and, he's a stand-up comedian. I watch him all the time. But I have been watching, also, yeah, I've been watching that show Lost from 2010. Binge watching it. I'm on like season 3. The first 2 seasons have like 50 episodes. It's a pretty good show. I ain't gonna lie. Yeah. What else we got going on over here? Yeah. The next podcast will be better though. I'm gonna get my fiance and son involved, and we're gonna sit here and do a talking number 11, bud. And we'll be, who knows what we'll be talking about? Yeah, I went and bought me a new vape too, and it's horrible. I tasted this banana pancake one, and it was very good, you know. Well, I thought I got a banana pancake when I went to the gas station, but it's like banana freeze or something like that. It's horrible. I want to quit vaping before I get vape tongue. Yeah, old vape tongue. Well, yeah, I guess I'm gonna go ahead and sign off of here. Make sure you like and subscribe. If you made it this far, you know I love you. Bye.